Hello friends, today in this video we are just going to discuss about the structure of DBMS, Database Management System, which is very significant to understand, whereby you can easily get and the integral knowledge regarding DBMS, how actually database management system actually work internally. So I would like to show the structure diagram and the architecture's diagram of database management system. So here you can see a database management system is consists of a different sub-process part which are connected to each other, that are very visual and perform a particular operation when actions are performed in it. Alright. So here this is a database administrator, okay, and this is the normal user, and this is the application program. So who is database administrator and who is user and who is application program? So all three different users have to be discussed in database management system when the users are login and how the operations are performed by different login. Okay, so I would like to start from here, database administrator. So who is database administrator in database management system and what is the roles and responsibility? Okay, here is DDL compiler, and here is query processor, and here is DML compiler, and here is database schema. So what is database schema and how the DDL compiler perform, where is the next operations are goes on in the different sub part of our DBMS. Alright. So what is database administrator is here. A database administrator, it is a individual person or a team. Okay. So what is the roles and responsibility of database administrator in database management system? They have an authority to control, maintain and coordinate and operate of a database management system. So what types of operation they perform in a database management system? Like the operation would be like data backup. When the data has lost from a particular logical table, the data would be easily back up with the help of database administrator. So database administrator, a person have authority for data backups. Okay. So no one, a normal person, can back up the data because of lack of authority. They have a power to back up and they have a internal access to back up the data. They create a security amongst data. No one have a normal authority to strike a security in database. So only database administrator have a authority to secure the data. Like a troubleshooting, it's different thing. Like means when any errors are occur in a database, a troubleshootings happen with the help of database administrator. The same different actions are happen here, like merging the data. When different data are available, they have to merge and show the data amongst a particular constraint. All right. They develop a queries. The develop a query means they have to develop a particular user defined queries which have a task assigned in itself, a particular and long and big task assigned in a single sentence and single words. Okay, so when these queries are triggered in our DBMS mainstream, these queries are automatically performed by the sets of database administrator they already sets in. Okay. And what is store procedure and database cloning? You have already know the cloning means that duplicate of a data. Data load process management and the date and the store procedure. These things is very different thing. So not to be discussed in this topic because of we will you are a fresher like, and we can discuss about the all 3 and 4 points later in this video on the same series in a different classes. All right. So in a RDBMS, that means a database management system, there is a chance of a different user which are able to access in database management system. The super user is database administrator. We must have to know about the types of database user. Okay. So who is database administrator? I have already explained here the roles and responsibility no one can handle rather than database administrator. Then what is parametric end user and native user? Then what? System analyst and sophisticated user, database designer, application program, and casual user and temporary user like us and you. Okay. So there could be a chances of different normal and unnormal peoples and the unnormal users in a database management system. So you must have to create a access. Suppose a normal people, a normal and casual user is there. Only they can view the tables, only they can access the data, but they cannot create any alter program, cannot create any alter and action perform in database management like update, delete, and any values are added in a table. So these things are defined some distinctions among different user of database. What is database schema? So I would like to show the diagram and the location of database schema is here. This is a database schema, and this interface are performed by database administrator. So database schema is a logical views of entire database but nothing. Alright, this is what logical view of entire database. When a database administrator log in, all the entire data are shown on the front of their screen like a single table and table to table and table to multiple table. They have authority to access each and every point of situation like when they have to create any security, they have to delete the rows, create a table, etc. So this is the action that has been performed by a database administrator like a create table, rename table, alter table, etc. So what is next is here DDL compiler. So I have already discussed in the previous classes what is DDL and DML and SQL, etc. Data definition language compiler means all the data definition language compiler, that means all the data definition actions are performed with the help of database compiler. So what is the operation of compiler? Compiler can compile the codes which are performed, which are received by database administrator. That means all the database administrator activities are goes to the DDL compiler. Alright. So what DDL compiler do is here, the DDL compiler change the data definition statement such as a create table in SQL, drop table in SQL, and rename the table etc. into a set of table having metadata table. These tables have information concerning the database and are in the form that can be used by other parts of the database management system. These tables are then stored in a system catalog or data dictionary. That means any actions are performed by a database administrator, these all performs are happen in a DDL compiler. DDL compiler is a part that convert the all set of instruction in a small codes that are understood by our DBMS. That means database management system. Next is query processor. So what is query processor is here. Alright, we have to discuss what is query processor. So here is a user. There was a database administrator, but I'm going to talking about the user now. Hope you understand what is the roles and responsibility of database administrator. Okay. What happened a user? A user could be any one person stand like a you and me and your family and your friends, etc. Okay. So when they perform a query, these queries are goes to the query processor. So query processor, what do is here? The query processor is the subcomponents of data server that process the query request. That means when you are going to perform any queries in RDBMS in database management system, like you want to just fetch the data from a particular database, records of a student which have already stored in a database. So this all queries are performed by query processor. So there is a very sub process are also going on query processor. We will discuss later in the same videos. Alright, in this video you must have to understand first what is DML compiler. So what happened in query processor? DML compiler is used by a application program. Who is application programmer? In a simple term, we can say that application programmer is a nothing but a developer. It is a development team is there who has worked with the help of DML compiler, data manipulation compiler. These all requests are accepted by DML compiler when the application program raised a request to the database management system. So what is the application programmer do in a database management system? They work as a development team. That means any codes change in a database management systems are happen. This all activities are performed by the development team. Application program is there. Okay. So these all actions are performed with the help of data manipulation language compiler. Like when they have to add a new functionality in database management system, they must have to log in as an application program, use an application program use their own language to develop in database management system like Fortran, Visual Basic.NET, etc. Any language could be there like a Python, Java as well. Okay. So what is the requirements are going on for the development team? They use their language to develop database management system as a application program. So application program is who is there? Application program is nothing, just like a development team who work with the database management DML database data manipulation language compiler. Okay. So this DML are responsible to receive the application program request when they have a needed. So now come back to the point of a query processor. What happen when a normal user are send a request, query processor just receive the request and process the queries. So what happen next when they process the queries? It translate DML data manipulation statement, data manipulation language statement in a query language into a low level instruction that query evaluate engine can understand. That means the requests are converted into low level instruction that the query evaluation engine can understand easily. So what is query evaluation engine is there? This query processor and DML are connected to each other. Okay. So these two different sub process part are connected to each other and manipulate the all action and sharing the all information to each other when they have a required to execute. So what happened in query evaluation engine? So first of all, understand what is query evaluation engine is there. It execute low level instruction generated by a compiler. That means when this compiler are compile the codes, query processor engine execute low level instruction. Okay. So what happened in query evaluation engine? They parse and translate. That means the process of parsing and translation are happen there. The query is first picked by the query processor, which scan the queries and parse them into individual tokens. Like they check syntax, semantics, and shared pool check. So what is syntax check is there? When someone try to input any queries like this is an apple, suppose. So this is the grammatical syntax is there. If you are going to change in a code like this and is apple, so the grammatical is very wrong is here. So what happened? This is the syntax. In the same thing in a machine there is a syntax to execute a particular operation, that is called syntax check. So this happen in query evaluation engine. What is semantic check is there? Suppose we are going to fetch the data from a student table. There must be a student table exist in a database management system. So student tables are existing or not in a database management system. So semantic checks responsible for that. Okay. And what is shared pool check? This is very high level topic. We will discuss later in the next videos. What is shared pool check? would like to put some brief regarding shared full check. When the all and the multiple queries are performed in RDBMS, so these all queries are indexing in a hash map. So if a duplicate query is there input by a user, so they cannot check the duplicate queries because of they perform operation first. Okay. What is query optimization? So query optimization is you can see here query optimization. What is the roles and responsibility of query optimization? Okay. So this all sub processes are connected to each other. We must have to understand. Query optimization is nothing but it is a algorithm. This is algorithm, and the state of instruction is there. How actually the database management system have to perform, and what types of algorithm are used to manipulate the data in a database. These all things are happening here. Suppose in Instagram you can see there is an algorithm. If you are going to watch videos regularly and completely, so the related videos are shown on the dashboard of Instagram. So in query optimization, some particular operation are performed, like a particular algorithms are performed, like loops. They use a nested loops, index scans, and different join methods, etc. Suppose you want to fetch the data from 3 and 4 tables and merge in a single table. So these all things are happen. How data will show you. That means with the help of query optimization, these all things are performed very easily. Okay. So query optimization is nothing but a set of algorithm which are used by database management system to show how the data will be shown you. And what is execution engine is there. Execution engine, finally you can see execution engine. It will, this is the part of query processor. Okay. So execution engine is what? Execution engine is responsible for producing the output of the given queries. Okay. This will finally give the output to the user. So this happens in execution engine. This is the part of a query processor. What is data dictionary manager? You can see here this is a data dictionary manager, right? And this is the main part of database management system. So what happened? A data dictionary is a heart of the any database management system. That means this is a very core part where all the data and informations are stored. Like a data dictionary contains metadata, that is data about the database. That means what is in the database. Database have so many data contained in itself. Okay, who is allowed to access it? That means if there is no authorized persons are accessing the database, they have not able to see and fetch any data. So this all such informations are stored in data dictionary management. Okay, where is the database physically stored? That means where is actually data dictionary manager knows where is the data are stored physically in a RDBMS database. All right. Name of all the database table and their schemas. That means what types of relations have stabilized in the different tables to each other. Okay. So detail about all the tables in a database, such as their owners, their security constants when they are created, like who is the owners of the tables, what types of security constants has been stabilized in a table. Okay. And who will create it and who has created, who will access, who have no authority to access, etc. Table constants such as the primary key and attributes and foreign key informations are there. What is primary key and what is foreign key we will discuss later about in the next videos when this all topics are come to discuss, right? Informations about the database views that are visible. Who have only authority to view the tables, not to update, delete, and any operations are performed by like a change in a backend side in a table. So these all informations are stored in the dictionary, data dictionary manager, right? And data dictionary manager is only handled by the database administrator, where I have already discussed in a figure. These are connected to each other like a database administrator are connected to DDL compiler, right? So data dictionary manager have a two different types, active data dictionary and passive data dictionary. We have not to discuss about this all two different things because of not requirement. Okay, so what is application program? I have already discussed. This is the development team who use a different programming language to develop DBMS, okay, database management system. What is authorization control is here. So in a diagram you can see here the authorization control. So this part can manage authorization is finding out if the person once identified is permitted to have the resource. That means someone have a not permit to access the database from a server, so who will not easily access and not able to see our informations are stored in a database. That means authorization control is a central part where all the user and password are stored of a particular users. All right. If the user is not valid, this will be flag a error that user dot not accessed. All right. What is command processor is here. The command processor process the queries passed by the authorization control module. That means any user are going to access the or try to log in a database management system. These commands are accessed by the command processor. What is next is there. This is the command processor is here. What is integrity checker? Integrity checker, that means it check the integrity constant so that only valid data can be entered into database. That means here is a diagram which has a very good instance for you that if I'm trying to put the name in a roll number field, it is not possible to enter your name in a roll number because this column has already consist have a data type to enter a valid values like only roll number. So we are not going to any input the information in a swap manner. That means we cannot input the name into the marks and age etc. because of a data integrity. So this is the integrity checker. We can check the integrity constant where data actually have to put in a valid manner. All right. What is scheduler is here. A scheduler maintain the order of the operation in a such individual transaction. That means in a SQL anything happen, this is a scheduler. All activities are called transaction. That means scheduler can maintain as a time, okay, which have to first access in the second and the third and the fourth. The scheduler maintain the order operation. Which operations are come first? They have to access the first, okay, first in, first out. What is the recovery manager is there? Recovery manager is a client and server application that use the database server sessions to perform a backup and recovery. If you are trying to recover your lost data, this recovery manager responsible for this all activities that are stored in a different places. All right. So recovery manager are very helpful to recover the data. No one have a highly authority to access and play with a recovery manager process part. Only a database administrator and some other client and the different seniors and super admin etc. can have authority to access the recovery manager area. All right. So what is the next point? Transaction manager is there. Transaction are used to manage concurrency. Suppose we are going to access the data from a 4 and 5 different table. So transaction manager manage the concurrency. That means suppose many users are using database at a time 100 and 2100 and 1000 etc. So this transaction manager can manage the access. Buffer manager is what? A database buffer is a temporary storage area in a main memory. That means same like a RAM in a computer. The buffer area is a temporary storage area where all things are happen, store and manipulate etc. transfer and all. Okay. So this is the structure and sub process diagram of database management system. All right. Hope you easily understand what is database management system and its structure. When you are going to perform any operation in a database management system, this all tiny small process are goes through this all small nodes. Okay, here you can see the diagram. There could be a different user as well, database administrator, user, application programmer. Okay, so hope you understand what is the structure and functional diagram of database management system. If you have any queries, just put a comment in the comment box. You can like my videos and subscribe my channel for further information, and next classes will going on in the same time when we have our teachers will arrive on the same time. Okay, so share this video as well with your friends, and what you have your experience after watching this video, just put me in comment as well. Have a nice day.